Prudential Field.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's second down. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Gets this out quickly to Dotson. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
Tyson Anderson there to get him down defensively.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Now a 2nd and 6. Here's Hurts to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. And Hurts going to move him around. On 3rd down, Barkley. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the 1st. And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive. They're going to try and throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. A first down carry for Barkley. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Well, you see the speed there of Daxton Hill reaching him before he could get back to the line of scrimmage. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Throwing is Hurts. Rolling to his right. Open man is Uzomah. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Now they'll audible to something else. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. We're scoreless after 1. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And this is caught. Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts on target to Dallas Goedert. And the Eagles post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead it 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Burrow looking to pass. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
Burrow on play action. They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. And some room to roam now. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick-6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick-6.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Mike Gesicki, 47 yards. And the Bengals have cut it back within a score. Evan McPherson for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter.
Build that momentum, offense. Get those sticks moving.
Hurts. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Battle.
Good
And the
shit,
Bengals
my
are
nigga.
in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
The slot man in motion right. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Looking deep here for Chase. And that is incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
They go play action with Burrow.
Oh, come
It's
on.
incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Burrow. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards.
And as we all remember, these two were connecting back in their days at LSU when they were winning the national championship. But it wasn't just on game day. The amount of time they put in before practice, after practice, off days, that forged their connection, and it still continues here in the NFL.
This will be caught at about the 5. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. Throwing again, it's Burrow. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series because drives like that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
T. Higgins.
70 yards. And the Bengals come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And we are tied at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10.
Right at the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air, eluding the pressure right.
That is incomplete.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Out left to Dotson. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Now Hurts changing up the play.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Defensively, Sam Hubbard, the former Buckeye, there to stop him. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
Saquon Barkley running right and able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Hey, Silver.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Bengals will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst, a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows the defense to tighten up their coverage, and they pick that one off.
Now 2nd and 4.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
Well, you don't have to beg the Philly faithful to make noise. On their feet for third down.
Burrow will throw.
That is caught. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually,
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side.
Oh, look at this. It's intercepted.
Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
A give to Barkley out of the gun.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Complete, it's Dodson.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
2nd and 6 coming up.
Here's a give to Barkley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
We can't be totally sure that that was by design, but we do know that a lot of kickers like the ball in the right hash in order to kick the field goal.
And they get the timeout called here. It comes with 1 second remaining on the clock. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Now flags come in before the kick. Clearly there was contact. Who was at fault? So it was the defense that jumped, and that'll move them 5 yards closer.
I wonder how they did it. What if they twitched a little bit up front, you know, a little subtle head movement. The officials didn't detect, but they got it.